My name is Mark, and today we are recharge a precip tube. Okay, so Lou was just making sure the tube is far enough up, or the hose is far enough up the outside so it doesn't spurt out.
So this valve here is a drain. If this has to be closed. Okay. This valve up here is the one that leads directly from the precip tube into all the other fittings. This one we just opened just now because we're about to let water go out here. This valve here is the last one in line before the measurement tube. This is closed right now, but I'll open it in a second. Okay. This valve in the back is in the open position. This is the one that allows water to flow into the pressure sensor. This one was open during normal operation.
Okay. So that's how it looks right now.
So I'm gonna start opening this, and I'm just gonna make sure the water doesn't go too far up my tube. We opened the valves to get water into the measurement tube, and the water rose. I watched it rise almost all the way up as high as I'd affixed this tube. And in order to not lose any water out of the tube, I'm gonna have to go up and bring the measurement tube up a little higher.
And meanwhile, there's a bear up there somewhere. Okay, so we just did the measurement from the base up to, it was way the heck up there. And the measurement is 150 inches. And what time is it, Lou?
10:41.
It's 10:41.
9/17/24.
Okay, so we're measuring from the base of the precip tube below the valve and then up like that. So to drain the precip tube, we're taking the hose, and there's a hose bib up here. We're just connecting that for draining. And that's good enough. Okay, some additional things here. You don't want to drain the precip tube the whole way, otherwise you create a vapor lock above the pressure transducer. So what Randy has done is he, through trial and error, has learned to drain it down to this mark on the outside of the precip tube. And there's two marks, but we're just going to go with the higher one for now. And right now we're just waiting for it to drain down. And I think you can see it, yeah. So we're going to let that guy drain down to the black mark. Can you point that out again? I can't see it. Where's your hand? There it is. Okay. We are dumping the glycol from the top, and the reason we're doing that is because that elbow fitting is just too loose, and when you torque on it, it torques the whole precip tube, and that's just dangerous. So we find it easier to just dump it in from the top. So now, after we put in the glycol alcohol mix, we are measuring from the base of the precip tube to the height line inside the hose. And today it was 50 and 11.
So now, before we leave, we're going to close the valve that leads out to the tube. And then we're going to close the valve that leads to all these other valves. So that now the only valve that's in the open position is the one that leads to the pressure reader right here.
So the very last thing we did is just drain out the liquid that's in the hose
through this valve here. And we're going to leave this open, and we're going to put the tube on the ground.